we get to know more updates on this particular incident. Meanwhile, moving on, a shooting targeting a Kurdish cultural center in a bustling Paris neighborhood on Friday left 3 people dead. 3 others were wounded, authorities said. A 69-year-old suspect was wounded and he has been arrested since. Here's more.
It was a black day for Paris yesterday, as a man opened fire in the central Paris. The open fire killed 3 civilians while several others sustained injuries and are now in critical condition.
Cette fusillade a fait 2 morts, a fait 2 blessés qui sont aujourd'hui en urgence absolue, 2 autres blessés qui sont en urgence relative. Le meurtrier lui-même en urgence relative a été conduit également à l'hôpital puisqu'il a été immédiatement arrêté par les services de la préfecture de police.
Notably, police nabbed the suspect, who is said to be 69 years old. The shooting came at a time when Paris is bustling with activity before the Christmas weekend. According to police officials, the crime area in the 10th arrondissement of the French capital was immediately cordoned off. Police further said that while they have arrested the suspect accused, the motive for the attack is still not certain.
Aujourd'hui, à ce jour, on ne connaît pas véritablement les motivations de ce meurtrier. L'enquête, évidemment, est en cours. Le quartier est complètement bouclé, donc je demande à l'ensemble des riverains et des habitants de ne pas se rendre dans le quartier, à ceux qui sont chez eux d'y rester pour le moment. Le quartier sera probablement bouclé toute la journée.
Police further warned people to keep off the area. Anti-terrorism prosecutors were in contact with investigators but had not indicated any sign of terror motive at this stage. Meanwhile, the Paris prosecutor's office opened an investigation for murder and attempted murder, and investigators are considering a possible racist motive for the shooting. Following the open fire tragedy, skirmishes erupted in the neighborhood a few hours after the shooting. Watch how members of the Kurdish community shouted slogans against the Turkish government. And to take control of the situation, police fired tear gas to disperse the increasingly agitated crowd. Remember, France was hit by a string of deadly attacks by Islamic extremists in 2015 to 2016 and remains on alert for terrorism-related violence. Agency report, Republic TV.
The Pakistan Taliban mounted an attack on the country as a deadly explosion took place in capital Islamabad. Reportedly, 2 suspected militants and officers also were killed in the attack. While claiming responsibility, a spokesperson of the Pakistani Taliban said that this attack was to avenge the death of their senior leader recently.
On December 23rd, a powerful car bomb detonated near a residential area, sent shockwaves in Islamabad. The explosion killed 2 suspected militants and 1 officer. At least 3 police officers and 7 passers-by were wounded in the bombing. This latest bombing in Pakistan's capital city happened 15 kilometers from the garrison city of Rawalpindi, home of the military and government spy agencies.
हमारी एम्बुलेंस यहाँ पे हादसे पे पहुँची है 2 डेड बॉडीज़ हमने शिफ्ट की हैं पिम्स में और ज़ख्मी कोई शिफ्ट नहीं किया है और मुख्तलिफ डेड बॉडीज़ के पार्ट्स हैं मकानों की छतों के ऊपर से घरों के अंदर से गलियों से और जहाँ पे ये टैक्सी का बम ब्लास्ट हुआ है इसके 100 मीटर के अंदर तकरीबन पार्ट्स दूर दूर गए हुए थे दरख्तों पे अटके हुए थे गलियों में पड़े हुए थे वो हमने उन पार्ट्स को इकट्ठा करके पिम्स में शिफ्ट किया है.
An eyewitness shared an audio.
डेड बॉडीज़ का तो नहीं पता चल रहा था कि कैजुअल्टीज़ कितनी हुई हैं, लेकिन उस टाइम ये था कि यहाँ पे जो ज़ख्मी थे पुलिस एहलकार 4-5 पुलिस एहलकार ज़ख्मी थे जिनको यहाँ पे जो फौज के रैम्प्स हैं यहाँ पे उनको रखा हुआ था. फिर बाद में आहिस्ता आहिस्ता पुलिस आती गई, इनकी नफरी मज़ीद आ गई और एम्बुलेंस आ गई और उनको फिर यहाँ से मूव किया हॉस्पिटल के.
Describing the incident, residents said that they saw policemen on motorcycles chasing a car and ordering a man inside a vehicle to come out. The city's deputy police chief confirmed that account, saying that the suspect blew up the explosive-laden vehicle after being surrounded by police officers. The Pakistani Taliban claimed responsibility for the explosion. Mohammad Khalid Khurasani, the spokesman for the Pakistan Taliban or TTP, cited the latest attack to avenge the killing of a senior leader. This comes days after Pakistani forces cracked down the militants following an attempt to free the hostages from Pakistani Taliban. Meanwhile, Pakistani Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif condemns the bombing and thanked the police. Abdul Wali, widely known as Omar Khalid Khurasani, was killed in a roadside bombing in August in Afghanistan's Paktika province. His death was a heavy blow to TTP, who blamed Pakistan's intelligence agents for the killing without offering any evidence or elaboration. Agency report, Republic TV.
And in other top international news that we're tracking, 100 million tablets of fever reducers were given out free of charge to citizens by over 300 retail pharmacies in the city of Chengdu in southwest China's Sichuan province. According to sources, people can bring their IDs or medical insurance cards to designated pharmacies, register on the drug delivery system and receive them for free. As militancy continues to rise in Pakistan, Pashtun leader Mohsin Dawar on Friday said architects of the country's Afghan policy are responsible for bloodshed in the Islamic nation. In an apparent attack on the country's political and military establishment, Dawar said those who celebrated the Taliban takeover of Kabul in August last year are responsible for militancy in the country. Confessed French killer Charles Sobraj is freed from prison in Nepal after serving most of his sentence for killing American and Canadian backpackers way back in the 70s and 80s. Since reports last came in, Sobraj was on a flight back to Paris via Doha. He was driven out of the central jail in Kathmandu in a heavily guarded police convoy earlier and taken to the Department of Immigration. Nepal Supreme Court on Wednesday had ordered him to be released and said he had to leave the country within the next 15 days. A new Russian Navy submarine was launched in St. Petersburg on Friday, named Velikie Luki. It's an amazing vessel, and work began on it in March 2015. It's said to have modernized technical control systems, electric propulsion system, and navigation system. According to General Director of JSC Admiralty Shipyards, this is a fourth-generation submarine that differs from the Project 636 vessels, mainly in terms of automation. Hong Kong Chief Executive John Lee delivered his annual year-end report to Chinese President Xi Jinping on Friday. She credited Lee for demonstrating a new era of patriots governing Hong Kong since assuming the role of Chief Executive. Lee, a former security minister, took over the city's top job from Carrie Lam on the 1st of July. And the New Zealand cricket team have arrived in Karachi, where they are set to take on Pakistan in the Boxing Day Test. New Zealand had previously abandoned its last tour of Pakistan due to security concerns. The team is now scheduled to play 2 tests and 3 ODIs on this visit. And New Zealand coach Gary Stead has said he does not think Pakistan can be beaten easily and insisted he expects a tight series, for the Pakistanis have not had the benefit of luck lately. Pakistan chief selector Mohammad Wasim's contract has been terminated by the new PCB management committee led by Najam Sethi. All committees established by the now defunct 2019 constitution have also been dismantled. The new chairman made the choice as his first action after taking over on Thursday. Union Minister for Youth Affairs and Sports Anurag Singh Thakur on Friday launched Khelo India's new dashboard, which has all the statistical data related to Khelo India scheme and Khelo India events. The Khelo India dashboard will be updated on real time and aims to be a unique one-stop platform through which everyone will have access to all information regarding the various offerings of the Khelo India scheme. West Indies opener Chris Gayle has mentioned he is thrilled to be back in India and excited to see the surprises of the IPL 2023 auction. Chris Gayle is a part of Jio Cinema's expert panel for the IPL player auction. And a dangerously frigid Arctic air mass gripped a vast expanse of the United States on Thursday, ahead of what could be one of the coldest Christmas days on record, as the looming winter storm threatened to upend travel plans for millions of Americans. Here's a detailed report. Take a look.
United States experiences the most treacherous winter storm, which is killing the holiday mood of several. With temperatures that has plummeted by 50 degrees Fahrenheit in some areas of the United States, this is the most coldest and stormy winter that the US has witnessed since a decade. Meanwhile, the forecasters are warning the citizens of an impending bomb cyclone that could spoil and worsen the conditions even before the Christmas celebration. Watch how the snow piles up on Pittsburgh area highway even as cars and trucks drove by, making the roads tricky to drive. Meanwhile, amidst the holiday celebration, 1,000 flights were cancelled due to the stormy weather.
We've been in line for 3 hours. We already told them 3 hours. See, everybody's so frustrated. We all have the same story.
According to officials, more than 2,156 flights within, into, or out of the US had been cancelled as of Thursday afternoon.
Just to rebook. We don't know what's going to happen, whether or not they have extra flights for tonight, or they're saying maybe they won't even have flights tomorrow. So it's Christmas, it sucks.
And it was changed for 10:30 tonight. And then about an hour or two ago, I looked again, and it was changed again to 11:15 tonight.
We came out of the mountains early, thinking we were going to beat the storm. Now we're spending another 8 hours waiting to catch our flight.
We tried like dozens and dozens of different airports. I called the airline, and they tried, but there's like no availability until after Christmas.
On the other hand, on Friday, airlines have also cancelled 1,576 flights. This is the most number of cancellations ever faced by Denver and Chicago. Agency report, Republic TV.
And in other news that we are tracking, big boost to the Russian Navy as it gets a new submarine, the B-587 Velikiy Luki, amidst the war with Ukraine.
$11,000 placements last year. At Amity, we are committed to nurturing passionate, hardworking and proactive professionals.
अरे आप इतनी दूर हमारे लिए?
आपकी मेहनत कहां से कहां पहुंच रही है? मैं आपके एक साइन के लिए यहाँ नहीं आ सकता? हो गया आपका अकाउंट ओपन।
हर बंद राह ओपन हो सकती है, लगता है सिर्फ दिल।
धन्यवाद।
एक्सिस बैंक, दिल से ओपन।
Why did life test me? Why did it try to crush me, shake me, break me? Why me? Because it knew if I could take this test, I could take anything and say, that was easy.
Your favorite service provider, 10, which gets you the best of entertainment, is back with something very special.
अभी मजा आएगा ना भिड़ो।
Your 3 favorite movie channels are bringing in super blockbuster films with features like wider picture and crystal clear sound straight to your home.
Wow. Oh, I love that expression.
To subscribe to your favorite channels, Contact your local cable TV operator today or call DEN toll-free number 1-800-419-2020 now.
Welcome back. In other world news, days after takeover, Russia has made a clear attempt or efforts to wipe out the history of the Ukrainian city of Mariupol, wiping out all war evidence too. Here's more.
8 months after Mariupol fell into Russian hands, Russia is eradicating all vestiges of Ukraine from it, along with the evidence of war crimes in its buildings. And now the Russians have demolished the Mariupol's historic drama theater. Remember, this is the very theater that gave shelters to many during the Russia-Ukraine war. Demolition of the famed drama theater began on Thursday, and workers tore down the building at a rate of just 1 day. Notably, Russia hid the ruins behind a screen so tall that it could be seen from space. According to a Russian master plan for the city, the theater site will now be the heart of a new Russian city of Mariupol. Agency report, Republic TV.
Yesterday, a total of 80 players, including 29 overseas stars, were sold at the mini auction as teams completed their jigsaw puzzles. A total of 167 crores was spent ahead of the new IPL season. Take a look.
The Indian Premier League 2023 mini auction concluded after a record-breaking bidding day in Kochi. 10 teams purchased 80 players after spending a total of 164.5 crore rupees at the Kochi mini auction. After fetching a whopping rupees 18.5 crore bid from Punjab Kings, England all-rounder Sam Curran became the most expensive player in the history of IPL auctions. Not far behind was Australia's premier all-rounder Cameron Green, who was picked up by Mumbai Indians for 175 million Indian rupee.
I would like to start to say that both are fantastic players, really, really good players on the right age profile. Of course, we have Sam representing one of our teams in South Africa. With Cam Green, he's a player that we've tracked for the last 2 or 3 years, and his recent performances in India we thought that he's exactly what we needed, and he fits the right age profile for us. We were looking at players on the younger side. If you noticed, in the last 2 auctions, we've deliberately picked players that are younger and give us a more lifetime value.
Meanwhile, former IPL chairman Shukla said he hoped England all-rounder Sam Curran will add value to the IPL.
Well, of late, Sam Curran has been very popular. So most of the franchises, they were, taking lots of interest in him. And finally, he went for 20 crores or something, which is the highest amount I think he's got. So he's got a good price. I hope he will definitely, his presence will, add a value to the IPL.
England Test skipper Stokes was the 3rd highest gainer, fetching a rupees 16.25 crore winning bid from Chennai Super Kings. The Gujarat Titans had a total of 7 slots to fill, including 4 Indians and 3 overseas players. But before going into the auction, the franchisee released Dominic Drakes, Gurkeerat Singh, Jason Roy and Varun Aaron from its squad, and adds Kane Williamson in it.
First and foremost, Kane fits into our group because of the personality he is, because of the character he is. His batting has been exquisite for a good number of years now. Form, look, you can sort of ask questions about a player's form for a period of time, but when you have somebody that has achieved as much as he has in the game, with the experience that he has, with the qualities that he brings outside of actually on-field qualities. You think of the sort of the calming nature of his influence around the group.
Now, with such an expensive start to the IPL season this year, it gets quite exciting to see how the events turn out in the cricket season. Agency Report, Republic TV.
And that's all we have for you in this edition of World This Morning. Coming up next in the Morning Express, in a key decision by the Cabinet, government extends food security benefits to 81.35 lakh people till December next year, 2023. Also coming up, Centre tells states to stay on alert mode, asks to increase surveillance, boost health infra and ramp up testing.
कल ही मुनमुन ने डीपी खिंचवाने के लिए अपना फोन किसी रैंडम इंसान को पकड़ा दिया और ये वाला भी फोन लेके भाग गया। लेकिन मुनमुन तो झूम रही है क्योंकि जियो मार्ट के ग्रैंड फिनाले सेल में शॉपिंग पर मिलेगा अप टू 80% ऑफ। तो साल जैसा भी गया हो, एंडिंग तो जबरदस्त होगी।
With BYJU Diabetes Care Program, you get online doctor consultations, all your prescribed medicines and dietitian support on call. Get your complete diabetes management kit and expert advice with BYJU's Diabetes Care Program. Give a missed call on 740-1100.
Everyone looks at the world today. At Hyundai, we go beyond with experiences that take us forward. Inspired by our today, we design your tomorrow. Some said electric is the future. We said, why stop there? At Hyundai, we are going beyond mobility, and you are welcome to join us.
Life will test you. It'll turn your world upside down. Again. And again. And again. The only way to hit back is to stand up. Stand up every time. And say, I'm not done.
ग्लोबल इन्वेस्टर समिट 2023 के माध्यम से देश विदेश के बड़े निवेशकों को आकर्षित करने के लिए प्रदेश की बदली हुई छवि को रोड शो के जरिए प्रचारित करने के साथ ही प्रदेश सरकार राज्य में उपलब्ध असीम व्यावसायिक अवसरों को प्रोफेशनल्स की मदद से निवेशकों तक पहुंचा रही है।
उत्तर प्रदेश सरकार रोड शो का आयोजन भी करने जा रही है ताकि उत्तर प्रदेश में उपलब्ध असीम अवसरों का प्रसार करते हुए निवेश को आकर्षित किया जा सके।
छक्का नहीं, टूटा। आपके टाइल्स को चाहिए MY के लेटिक्री टाइल एडेसिव। फॉर्मूला ऐसा कि अब टाइल न टूटेगा न छूटेगा।
.2% across India, 35% across English markets, 46% across super prime time, 43% across urban India. Channels that spend crores lose to content. Content wins, landing loses. Republic, the All India #1.
It's 8 a.m. viewers, and these are the headlines. CBI arrests former ICICI Managing Director Chandna Kochar and her husband in connection with the bank fraud case. Wreath-laying ceremony of 16 army personnel who lost their lives in an accident to be held today in West Bengal. In a key decision by Cabinet, government to extend food security benefits to 81.35 till December 2023. Centre tells states to stay on alert mode, asks to increase surveillance, boost health infrastructure and ramp up the testing. Clashes erupt in central Paris after 3 killed in shooting at Kurdish Cultural Center. Hello and welcome viewers. Thank you for staying with Republic TV. This is the Morning Express. I'm Priyanka Sharma. Straight away getting you all the updates about the things that are making news. In fact, tracking for you all the latest when it comes to the very controversial Bharat Jodo Yatra that has now entered the national capital. We are now seeing that Rahul Gandhi's Bharat Jodo Yatra in fact is making headlines once again, where Rahul says some people are spreading hatred, but common man of the country is now talking about love. In every state, lakhs have joined the yatra, and I've said to people of RSS BJP that we are here to open the shop of love in your bazaar of hate is something that Rahul Gandhi has now stated about his Bharat Jodo Yatra as well. Remember the Bharat Jodo Yatra that had been making headlines since the time that it in fact started, and of recently with respect to the COVID-19 guidelines, flouting of the guidelines as well, that we had seen that it had come in the controversy. But once again, Rahul Gandhi, as the Bharat Jodo Yatra enters into the national capital, says that it was in fact a successful yatra that was carried out, and that the common man of the country is now talking about love is something that Rahul Gandhi has said. Let's listen in.
चुने हुए लोग नफरत फैला रहे हैं, मगर हिंदुस्तान का आम नागरिक, हिंदुस्तान का आम किसान, हिंदुस्तान का युवा मोहब्बत की बात कर रहा है, एक साथ चलने की बात कर रहा है, हाथ मिलाकर आगे बढ़ने की बात कर रहा है। यात्रा को देखिए, 3000 किलोमीटर चले हैं। ये छोटा सा हिंदुस्तान है, नदी जैसा है, इसमें हर धर्म के लोग हैं। आपने टीवी पे नहीं देखा होगा मगर इंटरनेट पे देखा होगा, इसमें हिंदू, मुस्लिम, सिख, ईसाई सारे के सारे चल रहे हैं, हर जात के लोग चल रहे हैं, इसमें अमीर लोग चल रहे हैं, गरीब लोग चल रहे हैं, किसान, मजदूर, हर भाषा बोलने के लोग चल रहे हैं, और आपको इस यात्रा में नफरत नहीं दिखाई देगी। आप पूछिए इस यात्रा में, आप पूछिए किसी से पूछिए, क्या इस यात्रा में आपसे आपका धर्म पूछा गया? क्या इस यात्रा में आपकी जात पूछी गई? क्या आपको धमकी दी गई? क्या आपको मारा गया? नहीं, सिर्फ मोहब्बत और इज्जत। और इस यात्रा में कोई गिरता है, अगर इस यात्रा में कोई गिरता है, भीड़ में गिर जाते हैं लोग, तो एकदम सारे के सारे लोग बिना पूछे एकदम उस व्यक्ति को उठा लेते हैं। हमारे पीसीसी प्रेसिडेंट से आप पूछ लीजिए, कल ये गिरे, मैंने देखा जैसे ही ये गिरे 5 लोगों ने इनको उठा दिया। किसी ने ये नहीं पूछा भैया तुम्हारा धर्म क्या है, तुम्हारी जात क्या है, तुम अमीर हो या गरीब हो, स्त्री हो या पुरुष, नहीं, एकदम उठा लिया। तो यही है हिंदुस्तान, ये यात्रा के अंदर हिंदुस्तान है, मोहब्बत है। और ये यात्रा कन्याकुमारी से श्रीनगर तक, ये तिरंगा दिखाओ, इसको जरा घुमाओ, थोड़ा खड़ा इसको, ये इसको हम जाके श्रीनगर में लहराएंगे। और ये यात्रा बेरोजगारी के खिलाफ है, महंगाई के खिलाफ है, डर के खिलाफ है और नफरत के खिलाफ है।
And there you have it, viewers. Rahul Gandhi, in fact, reiterating the philosophies that he was, in fact, preaching in the Bharat Jodo Yatra, once again claiming that this is a yatra that has inculcated love in the people of the country that have joined from across the country in this mega Bharat Jodo Yatra, across from the south to the north of the country, in fact, that has now entered the national capital. And that is why we see this kind of a statement that is also coming in from Rahul Gandhi himself. For the moment, we move on to some other stories that are making news. And shifting our focus now, viewers, to one of the biggest stories that we have been tracking for you, the investigation that we have been tracking for you, the BYJU's investigation of how BYJU's was using malpractices to lure parents and students as well, and how the statement that had also been given to the NCPCR claimed by BYJU's that this entire summons had been sent on the basis of one media report. Here's all that you need to know about what's happening with BYJU.
BYJU's boasts of extensive reach, 64+ million app downloads, 115 million registered learners. But beneath the surface lay allegations of predatory pricing the apex child rights body is probing.
हाल ही के दिनों में एक आर्टिकल फिर पब्लिश हुआ जो समाचार पत्रों में प्रमुखता से छापा गया, जिसमें ये फिर बताया गया कि इस तरीके की हरकतें ये कंपनी कर ही रही है। तब हमने बायजूस के सीईओ को सम्मान करके बुलाया है और उनसे स्पष्टीकरण मांगा है कि वो किस तरीके से ये माल प्रैक्टिसेस में अभी भी शामिल है। उसके बाद हम आगे की कार्रवाई करेंगे।
The allegations include playing on the fears of parents and coercing them into opaque payment models.
अभी आपने जो पेमेंट की इनको, उसका अगर आपको पसंद नहीं आया और आप रिफंड चाहते हो तो रिफंड का भी कुछ सिस्टम है, रिफंड या कैंसिलेशन का?
रिफंड अभी मैंने कैंसिलेशन की मेल डाल दी है, बट ऊपर से कोई वो नहीं आया। मैंने तो मेल डाल दी है, ट्विटर पे भी कर दी, मेल भी कर दी, जो मेल आईडी मुझे दी थी उनके बायजूस सपोर्ट पे भी डाल दी, कैंसिलेशन भी कर दी, लेकिन उधर से कोई मेंटोर का कोई कॉल नहीं आया। ये कैसे सामान कहाँ भेजना है, एड्रेस नहीं दिया, फिर उसके बाद रिफंड आएगा, अभी कोई कॉन्टेक्ट नहीं हुआ है मेरे से।
I saw so many tweets. I mean, I'm the single. In my neighbors or my friend circle, I mean, nobody was enrolled for this BYJU's. But after searching on Twitter, I saw so many tweets. They are suffering with all these things. I mean, they are chasing for the cancellation. They are chasing for the refund. They are not responding.
The complaints date back to 2021. In fact, the SFIO was sounded an alert and duly wrote to the Ministry of Corporate Affairs about the matter. The RBI was alerted on the allegations of unauthorized lending, with parents being misled into signing up for loans.
BYJU's on its part responded to the NCPR last year, saying it had a robust refund policy, saying that its employee culture does not permit misbehavior, saying that it had rigorous checks in place.
Officials from BYJU's presented documents to the NCPCR today.
Prakash, but you are representing BYJU's today, and there were several questions from the side of NCPCR and the malpractices and the formal complaints from the side of parents as well, sir.
We have replied no comments. Yeah.
So, but they were telling that you have provided them the surety that the proper test will be conducted, through which if a parent is not able to go for the loan further.
No comments. I don't understand what you're telling. No comments.
About the refund policy?
No comments.
Mr. Prakash, but you have to reply something. BYJU's is today in the NCPCR office.
No comments.
NCPCR chief confirms it to Republic that it will conduct an affordability test for parents.
First of all, उन्होंने ये बताया है कि वो एक अफोर्डेबिलिटी टेस्ट अब करेंगे पेरेंट्स का, कि कौन लोग ऐसे होंगे जो जिनको लोन लेना चाहिए, कौन लोग ऐसे होंगे जिनको लोन नहीं लेना चाहिए, और उनके अफोर्डेबिलिटी टेस्ट में जो लोग फेल होंगे वो उनको लोन देने की तरफ नहीं ले जाएंगे, उनको कोर्स ही नहीं बेचेंगे। अगर ऐसा कोई प्रकरण हो गया होगा तो उसकी पूरी फीस रिफंड करेंगे। ऐसा उन्होंने आज हमको डॉक्यूमेंट प्रस्तुत किया है। इसके साथ साथ उन्होंने रिफंड पॉलिसी भी अपनी एक नई प्रस्तुत की है। हम इस सारे डॉक्यूमेंट को अब एग्जामिन करेंगे। हमने उनको कुछ सुझाव दिए हैं। हम सोमवार तक उनको अपना जो आगे की प्रक्रिया है, आगे की जो उनको गतिविधियां करनी है, उसके बारे में भी बताएंगे। फिलहाल उनके रिप्लाई को हम एग्जामिन कर रहे हैं।
Notably, NCPCR chief Priyank Kanungo further confirms it to Republic that BYJU's has given it in writing to the commission that it will not sell its courses to families earning less than 25,000 per month. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
And cutting across now, viewers, to some breaking updates that we are picking up from Uttarakhand, where the Uttarakhand governor in fact, on Friday has approved the anti-conversion amendment bill passed by the State Legislative Assembly in November this year. And the Additional Secretary of the State Law Department, the approval of the bill by the governor has cleared the way for the strict action against forced conversion in the state. The bill, titled Religion Freedom Amendment Bill 2022, was passed by the Assembly during the winter session, and the state government intends to implement the law at the earliest. Now, viewers, fast-paced developments that we are seeing in Uttarakhand over the Religious Freedom Amendment Bill of 2022 that had in fact been tabled in the winter session of the Assembly in November itself, and it had been passed. And now, according to the procedure, the governor in fact has also given the nod of approval over this bill that had been passed in the Uttarakhand Assembly, speaking about the forced conversions in the state and asking for a higher penalization for the people that had been found guilty of carrying out these kind of forced conversions as well. Another state that has passed this bill is Gujarat as well, viewers. In fact, we had seen how simultaneously these kind of developments over the Freedom of Religion Act had also been taking place, and the controversy around it that we had also been tracking for you very closely. But now, of course, in the big development coming in from Uttarakhand, where the governor, as per the procedure, has given the nod of approval for the Freedom of Religion bill as well, of amendment that had in fact been passed by it, so that there can be a higher quantum of punishment for the people that have been penalized for carrying out these kind of forced conversions. And of course, another state that has done so is the state of Gujarat as well. And now, of course, fast-paced developments as far as the implementation of the new laws surrounding this bill is concerned will also be spoken about by the Law Department as well. But now, in the latest that we're picking up is that the Uttarakhand governor has given the nod of approval to this bill. And of course, in the latest, as far as the Freedom of Religion Amendment Act is concerned that had been passed in Uttarakhand, we see that the governor of Uttarakhand, that is Lieutenant General Gurmeet Singh, has given the nod of approval to the state's Freedom of Religion Amendment Act and will be implemented soon. And here's some news in brief, viewers. In a major decision, the government has decided to provide free ration to 81.35 crore poor people under the National Food Security Act for 1 year. The Food Minister Piyush Goyal has said that the centre will bear the entire burden of providing free food grains under NFSA. Union Cabinet has decided to revise the pension of armed forces pensioners and family pensioners under the one rank, one pension. Because of this decision, more than 25.13 lakh veterans will be benefited. In a fresh development in the Shraddha Walkar murder case, Aftab's judicial custody has been extended for 14 days. With this, the court has also given approval for Aftab's voice sample, which will be recorded on Monday. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to address the 75th Amrit Mahotsav of Sri Swaminarayan Gurukul Rajkot Sansthan today via video conferencing itself.
एक हामिद खान निवासी बिलखरिया को एमडी ड्रग्स के साथ पकड़े हैं और पूछताछ इसमें तहकीकात में आया है कि मुंबई में कोई पर्टिकुलर व्यक्ति है जिसके माध्यम से इस तक सप्लाई होती थी.
Congress leader Hamid Khan has been arrested with MD drugs worth rupees 15 lakhs in Ayodhya Nagar police station in Bhopal. Sources claim that the police has recovered drugs from his car, which has been confiscated. Now, viewers, over the past few days, we have been tracking for you all aspects of what's really going on with the COVID-19 pandemic and also with respect to the booster doses that have been speaking about. Now, Bharat Biotech's nasal vaccine will be the needleless shot, and this will be India's first such booster dose that will be made available for the people. And as of now, the vaccine will only be given to adults as well. Here's all that you need to know about the new vaccination process of Bharat Biotech.
Following a sudden spurt of COVID-19 cases globally, India stands strong and shows that it is all geared up and there is nothing to panic. This comes after India approved its first ever nasal COVID-19 vaccine, Incovac. The vaccine is developed by Hyderabad-based Bharat Biotech company. Indian Medical Association also lauds the nasal vaccine.
आप नेजल वैक्सीन दे रहे हैं और नाक में सिर्फ 2 बूंद डाल रहे हैं, तो ये ईज़ ऑफ एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन है, जिससे कि हेजिटेंसी भी जो लोगों में है इंजेक्शन के कारण वो कम होगी। आप देश में 71.5 करोड़ के करीब लोगों को अभी प्रिकॉशनरी या बूस्टर डोज नहीं लगी है, जिसमें कि ये ऑथराइज़ की गई है नेजल वैक्सीन। तो इतने सारे लोगों को ये वैक्सीन लगनी है, तो मुझे लगता है कि लोग अब इसमें ज़्यादा इसको एक्सेप्ट करेंगे। तीसरा, जो टेक्निकल पार्ट कहें तो नेज़ल वैक्सीन में जो लोकल इम्यूनिटी पैदा होगी, आईजी एंटीबॉडीज़, उसके कारण जो इंडिविजुअल है उसको भी जल्दी उसमें इम्यूनिटी डेवलप होगी, खांसी जुकाम बुखार भी कम होगा, सिम्टम्स भी कम होंगे, और जो एसिम्टोमेटिक लोग हैं जो कि ट्रांसमिशन का कारण होते हैं वो भी इसको फैलाने में कम सहायक सिद्ध होंगे।
This will be India's first ever needle-less vaccine which can also be administered by those above 18 years. Though the pricing of the dose is yet to be decided by the government. The nasal vaccine can only be taken by those who have taken the 2 doses of vaccine already. Notably, the nasal COVID vaccine, which has been approved as a booster dose, is now available at private centers. Even though it is easy to administer, it has to be stored at a temperature between 2 to 8 degrees Celsius, which is the normal temperature of a refrigerator, and has to be used open and out of the refrigerator within 6 hours. Sources further said that the vaccine will provide long-term immunity just as the other vaccines have. The World Health Organization has lauded the Incovac after the nasal vaccine received the emergency use authorization from the Drugs Controller General of India and said that the vaccine could go a long way to help the world bring the pandemic under control. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
Shifting our focus now, viewers, to what really happened in the cabinet meeting with respect to citing improvement in the economic prospects and opening of the market. The cabinet, in fact, had decided to do away with the Prime Minister Garib Kalyan Yojana, but keeping the poor in mind, the government also announced that they will be providing rations to the needy under the National Food Security Act for free as well. Here's all that you need to know about what really happened in the cabinet meeting and the discussions over the Garib Kalyan Yojana and the Food Security Act as well.
It's a New Year's bonanza by PM Modi to nation. A centre has recently announced that over 80 crore people will now be able to avail free food grains under the National Food Security Act. Prior to this, the government had announced an extension of the Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana for another 3 months until December 2022, which the centre has now halted, hence merged its benefits under National Food Security Act. The centre has allocated around Rs 2 lakh crore per year on this scheme, under which people won't have to pay a single rupee for food grains. The decision was announced by Union Minister Piyush Goyal during the press briefing. Hailing the latest decision by Cabinet, the government officials called it a PM Modi's New Year's gift to nation. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
And breaking updates now coming in, viewers, from Jammu and Kashmir, where one Chinese pistol along with magazines and rounds, a Chinese grenade and detonators were recovered from their possession. A case has been registered and further investigation is underway. The visuals of the person that has been apprehended by our forces are on your screens right now, but these are breaking developments that we are tracking for you from Jammu and Kashmir, where one Chinese national, in fact, with pistol along with magazines and rounds and a Chinese grenade and detonators had been recovered and from their possession itself. And these are the visuals of the people that have been taken into custody. And now we're also being told that the investigation is underway and a case formally has also been registered by the authorities. And our correspondent Arawat joins me on the broadcast with more updates. Arawat, tell us more about the person that has been apprehended, the kind of seizures that have been made over from his person, the magazine, the rounds, the Chinese grenade, the detonators. What really are the authorities telling you about the primary investigation into this? Arawat, if you can hear me, please tell our viewers about what really has been registered as a case and what really is the investigation so far over the kind of seizures that have been made, over the kind of people that have been taken into custody. Tell us the details of this entire incident.
It was a joint operation of 26 Assam Rifles and Bandipora Police, and this is a big success for the security forces as 2 hybrid terrorists arrested by the security forces in yesterday. It was the joint operation by the CRPF Army and Police. So this is a big win for the North Kashmir, particularly in the Bandipora area. They were traveling from Srinagar to Bandipora area, and they have been tasked from the Pakistan handlers to do killings and non-local target killings particularly in the Bandipora area. And this is a big win for the security forces. 1 hand grenade and pistol and other things have been recovered from these 2 hybrid terrorists. They were belonging to Lashkar-e-Taiba, and this is a big win for the security forces as the winter is coming and they are trying to disturb the peace in Kashmir. And there are some other movements like the developments in the valley, and they are trying the Pakistan-backed terrorism. They are pushing them to do some untoward activities in the North Kashmir, and this is the massive win for the North Kashmir. From other side, the NIA raids has been in the different areas of the Kashmir, and the frustration among these terror outfits, the reason behind these raids, now they are trying to disturb the peace in the valley. Right.
All right, Arawat there getting us all the updates on what seems to be a developing story coming out of Jammu and Kashmir. Now, viewers, where in fact these 2 people have been taken into custody, and of course seizures have been made of a Chinese pistol along with magazine and rounds and Chinese grenade and detonators that had been recovered on their person as well. Arawat there getting us all the updates, and we trust you to keep us ahead on this story, Arawat, through the day. For the moment, thank you. Slipping into a very short break here now, viewers, on the Morning Express, getting you updates on the other side of how the CBI arrests former ICICI Managing Director Chanda Kochar and her husband in connection with bank fraud case. And clashes erupt in central Paris after 3 killed in shooting at Kurdish Cultural Center, getting you updates on the other side.
Powered by Amity University, ranked amongst the top 3% universities globally. Tata Capital, Palak Jhapkao, Loan Pao. Century ProWood MDF, the wood of the future. Driven by Hyundai Service, AC care nowhere.
11,000 placements last year. At Amity, we are committed to nurturing passionate, hardworking and proactive professionals.
With BYJU Diabetes Care Program, you get online doctor consultations, all your prescribed medicines and dietitian support on call. Get your complete diabetes management kit and expert advice with BYJU Diabetes Care Program. Give a missed call on 740-1100.
For how long will you continue being tensed about the future? Pension can free you from future's tension. With LIC's new Pension Plus, make your own pension plan because this plan creates market-linked wealth for your future. Moreover, this plan comes with guaranteed additions and also offers various options for receiving pension so that you grow young and tension-free. LIC, har pal aapke saath.
Why did life test me? Why did it try to crush me, shake me, break me? Why me? Because it knew if I could take this test, I could take anything and say, that was easy.
आपकी किचन और बाथरूम्स को चाहिए MYK लेटीक्रीट SP100 टाइल जॉइंट का ऑलराउंडर। MYK लेटीक्रीट SP100 जोड़ हो तो ऐसा।
What's with all these attacks happening in Pakistan every single day, multiple attacks? What's happening in China? China is getting a hammering and a battering of a lifetime. What did China do wrong? After all, so many Indians were saying that, China is such a perfect society. They're vaccinating 14 million people in a day. Let that sink in. But I think India did a far, far better job. We suffered. Of course, many Indians died. But today, India is a stronger nation in terms of immunity.
Here are the top stories at 8:30. CBI arrests former ICICI Managing Director Chanda Kochar and her husband in connection with the bank fraud case. Wreath-laying ceremony of 16 army personnel who lost their lives in an accident to be held today in West Bengal. In a key decision by Cabinet, government to extend food security benefits to 81.35 till December 2023. Centre tells state to stay on alert mode, asks to increase surveillance, boost health infrastructure and ramp up testing. Clashes erupt in central Paris after 3 killed in shooting in Kurdish Cultural Center. Thank you for staying with Republic viewers. This is the Morning Express and straight away getting you updates of what's really happening with the TMC leader. In fact, Kirti Azad, who had made fun of the Prime Minister in Meghalaya, and there was a tweet, in fact, that he had put out of the Prime Minister and making fun of him for wearing the traditional Khasi attire, and now he has been forced to apologize for hurting the sentiments of the people and the culture. In a tweet now he has said, and I quote, "My recent tweet was misconstrued. It hurt sentiments of the people. To them, in fact, I say sorry, have immense respect and pride for our diverse cultures. I regret the hurt caused by my unintentional remark. I reiterate my pledge to work and uphold our constitutional values as always." Now, this is a latest tweet that has been sent out by the TMC leader, Kirti Azad. Remember, earlier he had sent out a similar tweet. We had seen how he had taken a picture of the Prime Minister in Meghalaya and had also taken a picture of a female model on the right side of it, of the picture of Prime Minister, and had compared the two and had made fun of the traditional Khasi attire that the Prime Minister had been wearing while addressing a rally in Meghalaya. Now we see that Kirti Azad had seen a lot of backlash from the BJP that had condemned the kind of comments that he had made. Now, for your perusal, we have put out that tweet that he had put out in the first time making fun of the Prime Minister. You can see those visuals on your screens, where the Prime Minister had gone to address a rally in Meghalaya, and we had seen him, as we usually do, when the Prime Minister goes to any of the parts of the country, he prefers to wear the traditional attire of the place as well, and that's exactly what we see happening in Meghalaya as well, where he was wearing the traditional Khasi attire and he had been made fun of. And now Kirti Azad has come out and apologized and has stated that he respects the diverse culture of the country and has said and apologized to the people that have been hurt by this kind of a comment that he had made, comparing the Prime Minister, making fun of the traditional attire. And not the first time that we are seeing this happening as well. Let me also bring in my colleague Aniruddha on the broadcast as well. Aniruddha, as we had been tracking Kirti Azad's latest apology for making fun of the Prime Minister for in fact wearing the traditional Khasi attire of Meghalaya as well. Speak to us a little bit about this political controversy, because we had seen Himanta Biswa Sarma also coming out and condemning Kirti Azad, claiming that this was a comment that had been made on Indians and was a personal attack on the Prime Minister as well, Aniruddha.
Yes, Priyanka, definitely. Kirti Azad's tweet was in very bad taste, and that is the reason why, cutting across political lines, all the politicians from the Northeast and the civil society condemned the statement that he had made on the Prime Minister's dress, particularly the Prime Minister wearing the Khasi traditional jacket during his visit to the Golden Jubilee celebration of the Northeast Council in Shillong. And in fact, Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma had also condemned the statement made by Kirti Azad. Apart from that, Chief Minister of Arunachal Pradesh, Pema Khandu, the Chief Minister of Meghalaya himself, Conrad Sangma, as well as many other politicians and civil society leaders, including tribal bodies from the Northeast, condemned Kirti Azad's statement. Interestingly, on that very same day, too, the All India Trinamool Congress issued a statement making it very clear that they don't stand by what Kirti Azad had tweeted, or they don't, Kirti Azad's tweet don't reflect the stand of the All India Trinamool Congress. There was no apology from the Trinamool Congress, or for that matter from Kirti Azad himself. So now, finally, apology has come from Kirti Azad, making it very clear that it was unintentional. However, I personally believe that the damage was already done in the fate of the Trinamool Congress as far as Meghalaya is concerned, because we all know Meghalaya is going to poll early next year. Priyanka.
Absolutely. You're putting out some very important political perspective there, Aniruddha. I want to thank you for joining us on the broadcast with that as well. And of course, we see that Kirti Azad has apologized for his tweet, but of course we will have to see if whether or not BJP actually accepts it or calls it too little too late. For the moment, Aniruddha, thank you for joining us on the broadcast, and we move on to another big story that we had been tracking for you viewers as far as the investigation into the former CEO of ICICI, Chanda Kochhar, is concerned. Now, we saw yesterday where the Central Bureau of Investigation arrested Chanda Kochhar and Deepak Kochhar in the money laundering case that was under investigation in this entire matter. Here's all that you need to know about what's really happening with the investigation.
CBI makes a big arrest yesterday. CBI arrested former ICICI Bank CEO MD Chanda Kochhar, husband Deepak Kochhar in Videocon loan case. According to the officials, the duo is arrested in connection with alleged cheating and irregularities in loans sanctioned by the bank to the group in 2012. Notably, the CBI had booked Chanda Kochar, her husband, Deepak Kochar and Venugopal Dhoot of Videocon Group. Along with them, companies such as New Power Renewables, Supreme Energy, Videocon International Electronics Limited and Videocon Industries Limited has been booked too. The arrest pertains to allegations that Chanda Kochar, while she was placed at the helm of affairs at ICICI Bank, fraudulently disbursed a loan to the Videocon group of companies. According to officials, it is alleged that the Videocon promoter, Venugopal Dhoot, allegedly invested crores of rupees in New Power months after the Videocon group got rupees 3,250 crore loan from ICICI Bank in the year 2012. It was also alleged that the accused sanctioned certain loans to private companies in a criminal conspiracy with others to cheat ICICI Bank, according to the CBI that said in a statement after filing of the FIR in 2019. Remember, in 2012, Chanda Kochar led ICICI Bank and allegedly gave a loan of rupees 3,250 crore to Videocon Group, and 6 months later, Venugopal Dhoot owned Supreme Energy gave a loan of rupees 64 crore to New Power Renewables, in which Kochar has a 50% stake. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
And moving on to some news in brief from across the world, 100 million tablets of fever reducers have been given free of charge to citizens by over 300 retail pharmacies in Chengdu City, southwest China's Sichuan province. According to sources, people can bring their ID or medical insurance cards to designated pharmacies, register on the drug delivery system and receive them for free. As militancy continues to rise in Pakistan, Pashtun leader Mohsin Dawar on Friday said that architects of the country's Afghan policy are responsible for the bloodshed in the Islamic nation. In an apparent attack to the country's political and military establishments, Dawar said that who celebrated the Taliban takeover of Kabul in August last year are responsible for the militancy in the country. Confessed French killer Charles Shobraj was freed from the prison in Nepal on Friday after serving most of his sentence for killing American and Canadian backpackers and was taken to the airport for a flight back to Paris. Shobraj was driven out of the central jail in Kathmandu in a heavily guarded police convoy earlier on Friday and taken to the Department of Immigration. In Nepal's Supreme Court on Wednesday ordered Shobraj to be released and said that he had to leave the country within the next 15 days. A new Russian Navy submarine was launched in St. Petersburg on Friday. The submarine named Luki is a Leda-class vessel and work began in its March 2015. It is said to have modernized technical control systems, electric propulsion system and navigation system, according to the General Director of JSC Admiral Shipyard. This is the fourth-generation submarine that differs from the Project 636 vessels mainly in terms of automation. Hong Kong Chief Executive John Lee delivered his annual year-end report to Chinese President Xi Jinping on Friday. Xi credited Lee for demonstrating a new era of patriots governing Hong Kong since assuming the role of the chief executive. Lee, a former security minister, took over the city's top job from Carrie Lam on July 1st. New Zealand team reached Karachi where they are set to take on Pakistan in the Boxing Day test. New Zealand has previously abandoned their last tour of Pakistan due to the security concerns. The team is now scheduled to play 2 tests and 3 one-day internationals on this visit. New Zealand coach Gary Stead said that he doesn't think Pakistan can be beaten this easily. Stead insisted that he expects tight series and that the Pakistan haven't had the benefit of luck lately. Pakistan Chief Selector Mohammad Wasim's contract has been terminated now by the PCB Management Committee, which is led by Najam Sheikh. All committees established by the now defunct 2019 Constitution have also been dismantled. The new chairman has made this choice as his first action after taking over on Thursday. Union Minister of Youth Affairs and Sports Anurag Thakur on Friday launched Khelo India's new dashboard, which has all the statistical data related to the Khelo India scheme and Khelo India events. The Khelo India dashboard will be updated on real time and aims to be a unique one-stop platform through which each citizen of the country will have access to all the information regarding the various offerings of the Khelo India scheme. West Indies opener Chris Gayle mentioned that he is thrilled to be back in India and is excited to see the surprises of the IPL 2023 auction holes. Chris Gayle is a part of Jio Cinema's expert panel for the IPL player auction. Slipping into a short commercial break here on the Morning Express, getting you updates on the other side. On the Bharat Jodo Yatra, Rahul Gandhi now attacks the BJP and RSS, say that they are running bazaar of hate. In a key decision by Cabinet, government to extend food security benefits to 81.35 till December 2023, getting you all the updates after this short break.
Your favorite service provider, 10, which gets you the best of entertainment, is back with something very special.
अभी मजा आएगा ना भिड़ो.
Your 3 favorite movie channels are bringing in super blockbuster films with features like wider picture and crystal clear sound straight to your home.
Wow. Oh, I love that expression.
To subscribe to your favorite channels, contact your local cable TV operator today or call DEN toll-free number 1-800-419-2020 now.
India welcomes those who further India's pride across the globe. Indian diaspora, partners of New India's growth journey in Amrit Kaal. Come and be a part of the 17th Pravasi Bharati Divas from 8th to 10th January 2023 at Indore, Madhya Pradesh, India. For registration, log on to pbdindia.gov.in.
अब जियो मार्ट के ग्रैंड फिनाले सेल में मोबाइल्स और इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स पे मिलेगा अप टू 80% ऑफ। तो साल जैसा भी गया हो, एंडिंग तो जबरदस्त होगी।
Hey boss.
Rahul, how come you're here?
Boss, शाहरुख ने बताया.
Charging station for my electric car. Ah, found it. Really? How? शाहरुख ने बताया.
There's so much more जो शाहरुख ने नहीं बताया. It's all on the industry first My Hyundai app. Open a world of possibility with My Hyundai app. One app, many worlds.
एक दिन मैं सोते सोते गिर गया और मुझे कुछ नहीं हुआ. पता है किसने किया? घोस्ट ने. मेरा दोस्त है. वो हर बार मुझे बचा लेता है. घोस्ट को कैसे पता मैं अंधेरे से डरता हूँ? घोस्ट मेरा दोस्त है. मिलोगे?
अरे कोई घोस्ट नहीं, रोनी के पापा ही हैं जो उसे सेफ रखते हैं. जैसे हैवल्स लाइफ शील्ड वायर्स जो दिखते नहीं पर घर को सेफ रखते हैं. ना आग पकड़े न जहरीली गैस छोड़े. वायर्स दैट डोंट कैच फायर.
Welcome back, viewers. Straight away cutting across to some breaking images that we are picking up from the national capital this time, where a massive fire has broken out in the shop in Delhi's Vikaspuri area. These are the visuals from the Vikaspuri area as well. These are the visuals of the fire that had broken out in the Vikaspuri area. In fact, the fire that had broken out in a shop in the national capital, in the Vikaspuri area to be more specific. Now, we're being told, as far as the update is concerned, that 18 fire tenders have been rushed to the spot to contain the fire, to douse the fire, is something that we are learning. And of course, we are waiting for further details that will also be coming in as far as the authorities are concerned for containing this fire. These are the exclusive images that we are putting out on your screens right now, viewers, of this massive fire that has broken out in a shop in Delhi's Vikaspuri area, as mentioned earlier. And now we're being told that 18 fire tenders have been rushed to the spot for getting the fire under control. Now, moving on, viewers, to one of the biggest stories that we are tracking for you. Now, after almost 2 decades, the serial killer that had been nicknamed as the Serpent or the Bikini Killer, Charles Shobraj, was in fact released from the Nepal jail, and we had our correspondents on the ground confront him as well. And we have been tracking all this entire investigation for you very closely. Here's all that you need to know about the Bikini Killer, or the Serpent as he was called, as Charles Shobraj has been released from jail.
After a wait of 19 long years, Charles Shobraj, a Frenchman of Indian and Vietnamese parentage, was finally released from a Nepal jail.
देखिए अभी गाड़ी बाहर निकल रही है, इसी में चार्ल्स शोब्राज को शायद हो सकता है लेकर जाया जा रहा है। तस्वीर आपको दिखा रहे हैं सबसे पहले रिपब्लिक टीवी पर कि चार्ल्स शोब्राज को एयरपोर्ट लेकर जा रहे हैं। इस गाड़ी में देखिए आगे पूरी पुलिस की गाड़ी है, नेपाल पुलिस की गाड़ी है, जिसमें चार्ल्स शोब्राज की सिक्योरिटी को लेकर पूरी सिक्योरिटी टाइट की गई है। और बीच की एक और गाड़ी है, उसमें भी देखिए चार्ल्स शोब्राज की सिक्योरिटी, और ये थर्ड गाड़ी में चार्ल्स शोब्राज को लेकर जा रहे हैं। ऐसा कहा जा रहा है कि थर्ड गाड़ी में चार्ल्स शोब्राज को लेकर गए हैं एयरपोर्ट के लिए।
The 78-year-old murderer left for Doha from Nepal, where Republic was the only channel who tried to ask him his next course of action.
Mr. Charles, please, Mr. Please. Mr. Charles, what's lies ahead? Mr. Charles, what's lie ahead for you now? Mr. Charles, are you really think France will be safe for you?
It is learned that Charles will now settle and look after his health and family in Paris. The serial killer chose France because it is said that there are no criminal cases registered against him there. All eyes will be on Charles Shobraj's next move, and also if Indian agencies will pursue him. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
Slipping into a very short break here on the Morning Express, getting you updates on the other side of the Bharat Jodo Yatra as to how Rahul Gandhi now attacks the BJP and the RSS and say that they are running a bazaar of hate.
Mr. Blanc, you're the world's greatest detective, right?
In your words, there has been a murder. The killer wouldn't hesitate to kill again if it covers their tracks.
Wow!
Well, I'm out of here.
Yeah, me too.
Lock the doors. Stay in your rooms. Everyone is in danger.
Are you calling me dangerous?
Well, we'll see.
क्या हुआ रोहन, क्या सोच रहा है?
रिया, पहली सैलरी मिली है, तुम भी कुछ आइडिया दो, एक्सपेंसेस को कैसे प्लान किया जाए।
रोहन, एक्सपेंसेस के साथ साथ इन्वेस्टमेंट प्लान करना भी जरूरी है।
देखो, सैलरी का कुछ हिस्सा घर के रेगुलर खर्चे के लिए और कुछ मैं अपने लिए भी तो सोच सकता हूँ ना, लेकिन इन्वेस्ट कहाँ करूँ?
सिंपल है, एनपीएस में।
एनपीएस में? रिया, अभी तो मैंने कमाना शुरू किया है, इतना आगे के लिए अभी से क्यों पैसे जोड़ूं?
वो देखो, एक एक करके ईंट जोड़ी जाती है, तब जाके एक घर तैयार होता है। वैसे ही अभी से पैसे जोड़कर हम भी अपना रिटायरमेंट सुखी बना सकते हैं।
बात में तो दम है।
एनपीएस कम लागत वाली फ्लेक्सिबल लॉन्ग टर्म योजना है जिससे आपकी बचत ग्रो होकर पेंशन का लाभ देती है।
अच्छा, फिर तो मैं अभी अपना एनपीएस अकाउंट ओपन करता हूँ।
जो कल की सोचते हैं वो आज से ही थोड़ा थोड़ा जोड़ते हैं।
पेंशन है तो टेंशन नहीं। एनपीएस में निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है।
Welcome back to the Morning Express, viewers. Straight away getting you updates of what's really happened in Paris, where in fact a shooting that had taken place in a cultural center there in a bustling neighborhood of Paris, and we have seen that the 69-year-old suspect has been wounded and also been arrested as well. Here's all that you need to know.
It was a black day for Paris yesterday, as a man opened fire in the central Paris. The open fire killed 3 civilians while several others sustained injuries and are now in critical condition.
Cette fusillade a fait 2 morts, a fait 2 blessés qui sont aujourd'hui en urgence absolue, 2 autres blessés qui sont en urgence relative. Le meurtrier lui-même en urgence relative a été conduit également à l'hôpital puisqu'il a été immédiatement arrêté par les services de la préfecture de police.
Notably, police nabbed the suspect, who is said to be 69 years old. The shooting came at a time when Paris is bustling with activity before the Christmas weekend. According to police officials, the crime area in the 10th arrondissement of the French capital was immediately cordoned off. Police further said that while they have arrested the suspect accused, the motive for the attack is still not certain.
Aujourd'hui, à ce jour, on ne connaît pas véritablement les motivations de ce meurtrier. L'enquête, évidemment, est en cours. Le quartier est complètement bouclé, donc je demande à l'ensemble des riverains et des habitants de ne pas se rendre dans le quartier, à ceux qui sont chez eux d'y rester pour le moment. Le quartier sera probablement bouclé toute la journée.
Police further warned people to keep off the area. Anti-terrorism prosecutors were in contact with investigators but had not indicated any sign of terror motive at this stage. Meanwhile, the Paris prosecutor's office opened an investigation for murder and attempted murder, and investigators are considering a possible racist motive for the shooting. Following the open fire tragedy, skirmishes erupted in the neighborhood a few hours after the shooting. Watch how members of the Kurdish community shouted slogans against the Turkish government. And to take control of the situation, police fired tear gas to disperse the increasingly agitated crowd. Remember, France was hit by a string of deadly attacks by Islamic extremists in 2015 to 2016 and remains on alert for terrorism-related violence. Agency report, Republic TV.
We also tried to bring in focus issues which we believe are highly important, but which had received adequate attention from the Security Council. Maritime security was the best example where until not too long ago, the Security Council was focused only on the issue of piracy, whereas maritime security encompasses far larger issues as well. As a large troop contributing country, we also brought attention to the peacekeeping angle and piloted Resolution 2589, which calls for accountability in cases of crimes against peacekeepers. Last, but by no means the least, we were acutely aware of the fact that reform of the Security Council is the need of the hour. This conviction has only been strengthened after our tenure. As we exit the council this tenure, we remain convinced that the more there is resistance to change, the more the danger that the decisions of this body stand the risk of losing relevance and credibility.
Slipping into a very short break here now, viewers, getting you updates on the other side on the Bharat Jodo Yatra, where Rahul Gandhi now attacks the RSS and the BJP, said that they are running a bazaar of hate. And also getting you updates on the backlash for insulting Meghalaya's culture. TMC leader Kirti Azad now forced to apologize, getting you updates on the other side.
Powered by Amity University, ranked amongst the top 3% universities globally. Tata Capital, Palak Jhapkao, Loan Pao. Century ProWood MDF, the wood of the future. Driven by Hyundai Service, SE Care nowhere.
11,000 placements last year. At Amity, we are committed to nurturing passionate, hardworking and proactive professionals.
Life will test you. It will turn your world upside down. Again. And again. And again. The only way to hit back is to stand up. Stand up every time. And say, I'm not done.
India welcomes those who further India's pride across the globe. Indian diaspora, partners of New India's growth journey in Amritkal. Come and be a part of the 17th Pravasi Bharti Divas from 8th to 10th January 2023 at Indore, Madhya Pradesh, India. For registration, log on to pbdindia.gov.in.
With BYJU's Diabetes Care Program, you get online doctor consultations, all your prescribed medicines and dietitian support on call. Get your complete diabetes management kit and expert advice with BYJU's Diabetes Care Program. Give a missed call on 740-1100.
Guys, just 1 second. Choosing a car for my mom. What? Online car shopping? Wow, that's so cool, yeah. Shahrukh ne bataya.
Wait up. Booking a car service.
From here.
क्यों? तुझे शाहरुख ने नहीं बताया?
इसने पूछा ही नहीं. There's so much more जो शाहरुख ने नहीं बताया. It's all on the industry first My Hyundai app. Open a world of possibility with My Hyundai app. One app, many worlds.
Helps beat sensitivity fast. Sensodyne Rapid Relief.
They spent crores on forced landing. But money can't buy you viewers' trust. Content wins, landing loses. Republic, the All India #1.
The headlines at 9. CBI arrests former ICICI Managing Director Chanda Kochhar and her husband in connection with bank fraud case.
चुने हुए लोग नफरत फैला रहे हैं, मगर हिंदुस्तान का आम नागरिक मोहब्बत की बात कर रहा है, एक साथ चलने की बात कर रहा है, हाथ मिलाकर आगे बढ़ने की बात कर रहा है.
On Bharat Jodo Yatra, Rahul Gandhi attacks RSS and the BJP, says they are running a bazaar of hate. Amid backlash for insulting Meghalaya's culture, TMC leader Kirti Azad forced to apologize.
In a key decision by the Cabinet, government to extend food security benefits to 81.35 lakh people till December 2023. Wreath-laying ceremony of 16 army personnel who lost their lives in an accident in Sikkim to be held today in West Bengal. Watching live and breaking, viewers, and we start off with breaking news coming in from Tamil Nadu. 8 people are reported dead and 2 are critical, even as a massive accident took place on the Thekkady-Kambam National Highway in Tamil Nadu. This highway is on the route to the Sabrimala temple, and 10 people who were in the vehicle plunged into a deep pit. 8 of those are dead. They've lost their lives in this tragic accident, even as they were returning. All of them were devotees returning from a visit to the Sabrimala temple, which falls on this particular route. So, tragic news coming in. The incident took place last night at around 10:30 p.m. And the pit measured 50 feet in depth. The accident happened on the Thekkady-Kambam National Highway at around 10:30 at night. Last night, the Kerala Tamil Nadu police immediately rushed to the spot and initiated rescue activities. These are visuals from the accident site, viewers, and 10 people were there in that vehicle which plunged into that deep 50-foot deep pit. This is on the Thekkady-Kambam National Highway in Tamil Nadu, on the route to the Sabrimala temple. And all the 10 were devotees who were traveling in the vehicle which plunged into that 50 feet deep pit. 2 are critical in hospital. And Varshini to take us through the latest updates on this. Varshini, tragic news coming in. The accident, we believe, took place last night itself at around 10:30 p.m. Give us the latest details.
10 devotees who went for a darshan to the Sabrimala temple had been have finished their darshan and have been coming back, returning to Tamil Nadu when this very tragic incident took place. This is where the Mulai Periyar Dam is located in the Thekkady National Highway, and these are huge tanks that are placed there for water to pass through from the dam. And in between the cracks of the dam, the huge pillars, the car has plunged and they've gotten stuck, and 8 of them were reported that they were spot dead, and police rushed to the spot immediately. Both the Kerala police and the Tamil Nadu police had went there, and they had immediately initiated the rescue operations. While they were rescuing, they have found 7 to be dead on the spot, and they have found 3 other people in critical condition who they have taken to the nearby hospital. But one of them have succumbed to their injuries and also died on the way to the hospital. So the death toll is now standing at 8, and 2 have been taken to Theni Government Medical College Hospital, where they are getting treated. These 10 people are said to be residents of Theni district in Tamil Nadu, and they have gone to Sabrimala for the darshan. And this tragic accident took place while they were returning back to Tamil Nadu after completing their darshan.
Well, many thanks, Varshini, for all those details. Varshini, adding more information into that piece of breaking news that we had received from Tamil Nadu of this tragic accident. And, well, 2 are critical still in hospital. There are hopes they could survive. Those are visuals from the accident site. And Varshini just said, well, these, more than being pits, they are huge tanks that are situated on the Thekkady-Kambam National Highway. Moving on now to other news, with focus to the NIA raids. Mega NIA raids, we hear, are underway in Katwa district of Jammu now. Several other locations are also being raided. The raids are being carried out by Chandigarh NIA teams. Here, viewers, you can see are the first visuals of the NIA raids. And this is a series This is the latest in a series of raids that the National Investigation Agency has been carrying out for quite some months now. Yesterday too, we had seen raids being undertaken in the Kashmir Valley, and these now are being carried out in Jammu. We're trying to get in touch with our correspondent to find out more details of these raids. And Gursimran joining us now. Gursimran, first of all, we'd like to know two things. Firstly, when we talk about the raids yesterday, was there anything that emerged, any information on that? And secondly, when we are seeing visuals of the raids being that are being undertaken right now in Jammu this time, give us a sense of their significance when we talk about, as it being a major crackdown on the terror ecosystem in entire Jammu and Kashmir.
Yesterday, raids they were conducted on a case that was registered by the NIA police station Jammu, and that was in connection with the terror infrastructure and the conspiracy that was hatched by the Pakistan-based terror group. These raids are being conducted by the Chandigarh team, and this is an overall conspiracy that is hatched by the terror groups as well as those in Punjab, be it the gangster module or those into the drug supplying to carry out the act of terror, how the drugs were supplied from across the border, used for terror financing in Punjab and other parts of India, and the connection of one person who has been identified as Sartaj has emerged from the Kathua district, and the raids are underway. We have been told that multiple other locations are also being raided by the National Investigation Agency, and this is in connection with the case that was registered by the Chandigarh police station that falls under the Chandigarh police station of the National Investigation Agency, and that's why the teams of NIA Chandigarh arrived early today morning at the raid locations, and at present the raids are underway. They are expecting that some major breakthroughs will emerge as the raids continue, and there is a high possibility of subsequent raids and arrest and seizure during these raids.
Right, Gursimran, yesterday we had heard of one arrest. Were there any further arrests there? Although we can expect that it could be more today. This time we're looking at Jammu, which may not that much on the terror radar, but definitely, this indicates otherwise.
Yes, yesterday one person was detained by the National Investigation Agency. He has not been produced in the court yet. Once he is produced in a court by officially arresting, then we can say that an arrest has been made in the yesterday's case. But now coming to today's case, this case is by the National Investigation Agency's Chandigarh team, and there are adequate proofs with the Jammu and Kashmir police as well as the NIA that there are some suspects from the Kathua district, Samba district and Jammu, and even Poonch and Rajouri who are into the cross-border narcotics trade. There have been several arrests and several modules, be it busted by the Jammu police or by the Punjab police, that clearly hints that the line of control and the international border in Jammu is used as a transit point for narcotics, and it is being smuggled to Pakistan, smuggled from Pakistan to Punjab. So now this is on the radar of the National Investigation Agency, and the raids are underway.
Right, Gursimran, many thanks for joining us there once again. Gursimran with the news early in the morning. These are first visuals of the raids. It's going to be a day of continuous crackdown again, this time in Kathua in Jammu, in the valley in Jammu and Kashmir, and Republic there on the spot, bringing you all the updates as far as these NI raids are concerned. Let's move on now with other news stories.
At least 7 were reported dead and several others injured in an explosion at brick kiln in Bihar's Raxaul. Around 24 laborers who were present at the spot were injured in the incident, and about 20 people are still reported to be missing. Nearly 10 ambulances and a fire brigade were rushed to the spot in a bid to rescue the ones stuck. Moreover, police and SDRF teams have also been deployed on site, and rescue operations are underway. Condoling the loss of lives, Chief Minister Nitish Kumar directed officials to ensure that all injured get proper treatment. Bureau Report for Republic TV.
And after news of that explosion in the Bihar brick kiln, we bring you news about another massive fire, this time which we hear has broken out inside a building in New Delhi's Vikaspuri area. And this is a fire that broke out just today morning. Information about the fire was received at around 5:50 a.m., just a few minutes before 6, and immediately 18 fire tenders were pressed into service. No casualties reported so far. The reason behind the fire is yet to be ascertained. Further details are awaited. So these are visuals of the massive fire that broke out in the early morning hours, long before dawn broke in the national capital's Vikaspuri area. News is that there are no casualties, but we are trying to get in more details of what kind of a building this was and what kind of an area it was, how congested or not congested. And Madhurima bringing us more details about this. Madhurima, give us a sense of, this fire in the early morning hours, which broke out, we believe, just a few minutes before 6 a.m. Is it under control now?
Well, yes, Nupur, the fire is under control, and this is because swift action was taken as the call was received around 5:50 a.m. early in the morning. And as soon as this call was received, multiple fire tenders were rushed onto the spot. The entire area is being scrounged for evidence as what was the cause behind this fire that broke out in the Vikaspuri H block DDA market. It is otherwise a congested area, but fortunately, as the fire broke out early in the morning, the market was not open, and which is why no casualties or injuries have been reported so far. However, the fire tenders were rushed timely, and the authorities are now trying to ascertain the cause behind this particular fire. The investigation is on. The entire area has been cordoned off by the officials over there deployed to take care of the situation, and also at the same time a warning has been issued in the vicinity to avoid any ruckus or crowd in that particular area until and unless the entire situation comes in control. And because we know that post-fire there are toxic fumes that also need to be taken care of. So until then, the entire area has been sealed off by the officials. The rest we'll have to wait and watch as to what do the officials say regarding the cause of the fire. Back to you.
Right, Madhurima, even as the cause of the fire, as you say, is still not clear, officials will not be making that knowledge public this early. But when we talk about, well, you said that this is a market area, and there's been no loss of life, for which we can all be thankful. But when we talk about loss to property, is there any information regarding that, any buildings being damaged, or any goods or wares having been destroyed?
Well, yes, there is a certain section of the market that has been caused harm by this particular fire, but before it spread across the before this fire could spread across the market, the first initial set of fire tenders were rushed to the spot, and they took control of it. The amount is yet to be ascertained as to how much was their loss of assets and infrastructure. But yes, the situation is under control and the authorities have taken over. Nupur.
Many thanks, Madhurima, for joining us there with all those updates and details. And so massive fire in Vikaspuri area, a congested area otherwise, and in the marketplace, some loss of property and damage to infrastructure, although details still not known as yet. The area has been cordoned off in order to ensure that people are safe from the toxic fumes. Now the fire has been brought under control. 18 fire tenders rushed to the spot. Madhurima, my colleague there, covering this story for us. And let's take a look now at other top stories that we are tracking. In a major decision, the government has decided to provide free ration to 81.35 crore poor under the National Food Security Act for a year. Food Minister Piyush Goyal has said that the centre will bear the entire burden of providing free food grains under NFSA. And Union Cabinet has decided to revise the pension of armed forces pensioners and family pensioners under the One Rank One pension scheme. Because of this decision, more than 13,000 veterans will be benefited. In a fresh development in the Shraddha Walkar murder case, Aftab's judicial custody has been extended by 14 days. With this, the court has also given approval for Aftab's voice sample recording, which will be undertaken on Monday. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is to address the 75th Amrut Mahotsav of Sri Swaminarayan Gurukul Rajkot Sansthan today via video conferencing. Congress leader Hamid Khan arrested with drugs worth 15 lakh rupees in Ayodhya Nagar police station in Bhopal. Sources claim that the police have recovered drugs from his car which have been confiscated. Bandipora police along with 26 AR and CRPF have arrested 2 militants of TRF LET along with arms and ammunition. 1 Chinese pistol along with magazines and rounds, Chinese grenades and detonators have been recovered from their possession. In a major breakthrough, Bihar police have arrested 5 people including the main accused in connection with the Saran Hooch tragedy case. NCPCR chief confirms to Republic that BYJU has given it in writing to the commission that it will not sell its courses to families earning less than 25,000 rupees per month. The Central Bureau of Investigation arrests former ICICI Bank Chief Executive Officer Chanda Kochar and her husband Deepak Kochar as part of investigations into the money laundering case involving the bank and the Videocon group. Massive accident in East Champaran in Bihar. Many laborers buried under the collapse of a chimney of a brick kiln. Bodies of 5 people removed while the injured have been admitted to a private hospital in Raxaul. Bharat Biotech's nasal vaccine will be a needle-less shot and will be India's first such booster dose. As of now, the vaccine will only be given to adults. We bring you more details in our next report. Take a look.
Following a sudden spurt of COVID-19 cases globally, India stands strong and shows that it is all geared up and there is nothing to panic. This comes after India approved its first ever nasal COVID-19 vaccine in COVAX. The vaccine is developed by Hyderabad-based Bharat Biotech company. Indian Medical Association also lauds the nasal vaccine.
आप नेजल वैक्सीन दे रहे हैं और नाक में सिर्फ 2 बूंद डाल रहे हैं तो ये ईज़ ऑफ एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन है जिससे कि हेजिटेंसी भी जो लोगों में है इंजेक्शन के कारण वो कम होगी। आप देश में 71.5 करोड़ के करीब लोगों को अभी प्रिकॉशनरी या बूस्टर डोज नहीं लगी है जिसमें कि ये ऑथराइज़ की गई है नेजल वैक्सीन। तो इतने सारे लोगों को ये वैक्सीन लगनी है तो मुझे लगता है कि लोग अब इसमें ज़्यादा इसको एक्सेप्ट करेंगे। तीसरा जो टेक्निकल पार्ट का है तो नेज़ल वैक्सीन में जो लोकल इम्यूनिटी पैदा होगी आईजी एंटीबॉडीज़ उसके कारण जो इंडिविजुअल है उसको भी जल्दी उसमें इम्यूनिटी डेवलप होगी, खांसी जुकाम बुखार भी कम होगा, सिम्टम्स भी कम होंगे और जो एसिम्टोमेटिक लोग हैं जो कि ट्रांसमिशन का कारण होते हैं वो भी इसको फैलाने में कम सहायक सिद्ध होंगे।
This will be India's first ever needle-less vaccine which can also be administered by those above 18 years. Though the pricing of the dose is yet to be decided by the government. The nasal vaccine can only be taken by those who have taken the 2 doses of vaccine already. Notably, the nasal COVID vaccine, which has been approved as a booster dose, is now available at private centers. Even though it is easy to administer, it has to be stored at a temperature between 2 to 8 degrees Celsius, which is the normal temperature of a refrigerator, and has to be used open and out of the refrigerator within 6 hours. Sources further said that the vaccine will provide long-term immunity just as the other vaccines have. The World Health Organization has lauded the Incovac after the nasal vaccine received the emergency use authorization from the Drugs Controller General of India and said that the vaccine could go a long way to help the world bring the pandemic under control. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
And time now for a short break. On the other side, a CBI arrests former ICICI Managing Director Chanda Kochhar and her husband in connection with bank fraud case. Also coming up on Bharat Jodo Yatra, Rahul Gandhi attacks the RSS and the BJP, says they are running a bazaar of hate.
Powered by Century Ply, Aag se bachai. ArcelorMittal, Nippon Steel India Limited, smarter steels, brighter futures. HDFC Life, Saru Thake Jio.
11,000 placements last year. At Amity, we are committed to nurturing passionate, hardworking and proactive professionals.
Why did life test me? Why did it try to crush me, shake me, break me? Why me? Because it knew if I could take this test, I could take anything and say, that was easy.
Yeah, Ajay, look at your dad. Will we be the same at his age?
Absolutely yes, if we plan our future like him.
How?
My father had invested in LIC's Jeevan Akshay, which gives immediate and guaranteed annuity at regular intervals, that too for life.
Wow. But do we have to wait until his age?
Absolutely not. We recently invested in LIC's new Jeevan Shanti, which gives deferred annuity, which means regular income after some years.
I see.
LIC's annuity plans give 10 annuity options and flexibility in receiving regular income. LIC, हर पल आपके साथ.
सोच रहा हूँ कमेंट्री ट्राई करूँ. मैच का आखिरी बॉल, तेज तूफानी डिलीवरी, एक धमाकेदार शॉट और ये गया छक्का.
छक्का नहीं, टूटा. आपके टाइल्स को चाहिए MYK लेटिक्रीट टाइल एडेसिव. फॉर्मूला ऐसा कि अब टाइल न टूटेगा न छूटेगा.
And some international news stories now. A powerful car bomb detonated near a residential area in Islamabad, killing 2 suspected militants and an officer, raising fears that militants have a presence in one of the country's safest cities. According to police officials, at least 3 police officers and 7 passers-by were wounded in the bombing. The Pakistani Taliban has claimed responsibility. A shooting in central Paris left 2 people dead and 4 others wounded. According to police officials, a 69-year-old suspect has now been arrested, though the reason for the shooting is still uncertain. The Paris prosecutor's office has opened a murder investigation and is working to confirm the identity of the suspect. A storm blanketed the Seattle area in the U.S. with ice, making roads hazardous, cancelling flights out of the region's biggest airport. In a Seattle neighborhood, people were seen salting sidewalks, clearing streets and driveways with shovels, and preparing to stay warm. Hundreds of migrants gathered in frigid cold temperatures along the Mexican-US border near Texas, awaiting a US Supreme Court decision on whether to lift pandemic-era restrictions that prevent many from seeking asylum. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov was invested in securing a lasting, just peace between Azerbaijan and Armenia, he said. Lavrov met his Azerbaijani counterpart, Ceyhun Bayramov, in Moscow amid allegations against Russian peacekeepers. Italian lawmakers have voted to approve the new national budget for 2023. The move by Giorgia Meloni's government to seek Parliament's approval is to ensure a speedy process and improve the budget before the year's end. Time for a short break. On the other side, here in Republic, amid backlash for insulting Meghalaya's culture, TMC leader Kirti Azad forced to apologize. In a key decision by the cabinet, government to extend food security benefits to 81.35 crore people till December 2023.
एक दिन मैं सोते सोते गिर गया और मुझे कुछ नहीं हुआ। पता है किसने किया? घोस्ट ने। वो हर बार मुझे बचा लेता है। मिलोगे?
अरे कोई घोस्ट नहीं, रोनी के पापा ही हैं जो उसे सेफ रखते हैं। जैसे हैवेल्स लाइफ शील्ड वायर्स जो दिखते नहीं पर घर को सेफ रखते हैं। ना आग पकड़े न जहरीली गैस छोड़े। वायर्स दैट डोंट कैच फायर।
Your favorite service provider, 10, which gets you the best of entertainment, is back with something very special.
अभी मजा आएगा ना भिड़ो।
Your 3 favorite movie channels are bringing in super blockbuster films with features like wider picture and crystal clear sound straight to your home.
Wow. Oh, I love that expression.
To subscribe to your favorite channels, contact your local cable TV operator today or call 10 toll-free number 1-800-419-2020 now.
आइए नए उत्तर प्रदेश की क्षमता और असीमित अवसरों से सफलता की नई कहानी लिखें। यूपी ग्लोबल इन्वेस्टर्स समिट 10 से 12 फरवरी 2023। नए भारत के ग्रोथ इंजन उत्तर प्रदेश में निवेश करें।
Life will test you. It will turn your world upside down again and again. And again. The only way to hit back is to stand up. Stand up every time and say, I'm not done.
Headlines at 9:30. CBI arrests the former ICICI managing director Chanda Kochar and her husband in connection with the bank fraud case.
चुने हुए लोग नफरत फैला रहे हैं, मगर हिंदुस्तान का आम नागरिक मोहब्बत की बात कर रहा है, एक साथ चलने की बात कर रहा है, हाथ मिलाकर आगे बढ़ने की बात कर रहा है।
On Bharat Jodo Yatra, Rahul Gandhi attacks RSS and BJP, says that they are running bazaar of hate. Amid backlash for insulting Meghalaya's culture, TMC leader Kirti Azad forced to apologize. In a key decision by cabinet, government to extend food security benefits to 81.35 till December 2023. Wreath-laying ceremony of 16 army personnel who lost their lives in an accident will be held today in West Bengal. Thank you for staying with Republic viewers. We are live in breaking. I'm Priyanka Sharma. Straight away getting you the updates of one of the biggest stories that we are tracking for you this Saturday morning, where we see Kirti Azad coming out and apologizing for the kind of tweet that he had earlier sent out, making an insult on the Prime Minister and making an insult on the kind of traditional wear that the Prime Minister in fact had on when he had been addressing a public rally in Meghalaya. And now we see that Kirti Azad has come out and tendered an apology on the tweet and has stated that he had no intention of hurting anybody or hurting the sentiments of the northeastern Indians or the Indians at large. And he has also apologized and said that he did not want to make any kind of an insulting remark, is something that he has tried to say as far as this entire controversy has come out. We had seen earlier how there was a picture of the Prime Minister in that traditional khasi wear. He had, in fact, also Kirti Azad had shared a picture of a model along with the Prime Minister and had tried to make fun of the Prime Minister and had called him an actor and had said that this is something that he does for theatrics as well. Bringing in on this conversation is Anirudh right now. Anirudh, please tell us more about the kind of insulting statements that Kirti Azad had made, and now he's trying to backtrack and trying to tender an apology. But is it too little, too late? What are you picking up from your political sources as well, Anirudh?
Yes, it's after more than 48 hours that Kirti Azad has finally apologized to the people of India as well as the people of Meghalaya for this attack, not only on Prime Minister Narendra Modi, but also on the traditional attire of the Khasis. Remember, therefore, yesterday when Kirti Azad tweeted this picture of the Prime Minister along with a model, thereafter, a lot of reactions had poured in, especially from Assam Chief Minister Dr. Himanta Biswa Sarma, Arunachal Pradesh Chief Minister Pema Khandu, as well as Meghalaya Chief Minister Conrad Sangma, who had condemned the incident, and not only condemned but also demanded an apology from Kirti Azad as well as from the TMC. TMC on that very day, in fact, made a statement later where they said that they don't stand by whatever tweet Kirti Azad had made, but however, they didn't apologize for the same. And Kirti Azad, in the afternoon, after a lot of criticism started pouring in, and Republic was the only channel to run this news throughout the day, where Kirti Azad had insulted not only the Prime Minister but also the sentiments of the tribals of Meghalaya as well as of the Northeast. Many tribal voices had also expressed their